All right, friends, it's Jimmy Maverick. How you doing out there? Hey, we have been talking about optimizing your best ball strategy to maximize the chances of your team advancing in best ball tournaments and best ball leagues, where the object is to just score as many points as you can. So we've got 5 things we want to work on in this draft. So first of all, 5 of the first 7 picks are going to be wide receivers. That's very hard to do. It's a lot harder than I thought it would be, but it is hard. I did not follow that strategy in this draft that we're going to watch right now, but I still think it turned out pretty well. The other 2 picks should be either an elite quarterback or an elite tight end plus a running back. That's kind of optimal, but you can go 2 running backs with those other 2 picks, however you want to go. We want to make sure that all of our top wide receivers are paired with their quarterbacks. Now I was able to stack them, just not as optimally as I would have liked. And you want 3 to 5 players stacked with their quarterback. And mostly it should be tight ends and wide receivers. Don't worry about stacking running backs. They're not nearly as valuable in a stack. Finally, you want to be sure that you grab high reliability, durable players that can make it through a full season. One of the big things of success in advancing in fantasy football is the more players you have that are active at the end of the league season, the better your chances are to advance. So if you have, we're picking 18 players. If you have 16 or more that make it through the full 17 weeks are still playing, your chances of advancing are way higher than someone who only has 12 players still playing and 4 injured, and the rest being injured players that aren't able to perform. So those are the things we're working on today. Let's see how it goes. Let me know what you guys think, and we will follow up at the end. All right there, friends, it's Jimmy Maverick. How you doing out there? We are going to do a best ball draft, and we are going to utilize my app, 16roundsplus.com, to help us pick players. Draft is starting here. Let's see my placement. Where am I on the board? Oh boy, why do they got me so far to the back here? Where am I? Third overall. Okay, so let's set up our board. So 16 Rounds Plus is on the left-hand side here. Going to do best ball rules. No to the counselor's players. We want to see all the players, and then we'll go 12 and 3. Enter draft mode, and this is going to provide us recommendations for each round of the draft. I am also going to set up this screen so we can see what's happening, what other players are picking. I'm going to move my queue over here, and when I'm talking about players, I'm going to be adding them to my queue so we see who they're going. So who's it recommending? So what it does is it's broken down for each round of the draft. It is recommending for the first round Bijan Robinson, Jahmyr Gibbs, or Amon-Ra St. Brown. I do like all those. CeeDee Lamb is a long shot to make it to us. There's also A.J. Brown. There's Tyreek Hill. I would take Tyreek if he made it to me. And what we're going to do is first, so Tyreek, okay, so Tyreek did make it to me. Tyreek, even though he's a little bit lower, he still scores fantastic. He's got a green circle around him, 85 cutty points, a fantastic option. Amon-Ra does rate a little bit higher, but I got to take the upside value of someone like Tyreek Hill. And this means we are going to be targeting his quarterback, Tua, later, all right? Now, part of the strategy that we're going to do is 5 of the first 7 picks are going to be wide receivers. The other 2, I'd like to get an elite quarterback. It depends on what wide receivers I can get. An elite rushing quarterback, and then a running back. I'd like to get one of each. But we're going to see how this thing plays out. We're going to see how it plays out. When we're done with the round 1, what you do is you click the little forward arrow, you go to round 2. Who's it recommending for round 2? Zay Flowers, Derrick Henry, Malik Neighbors. Okay, this is interesting. It does say that Mike Evans is going to be a long shot to make it to us. I'm also going to put just Drake London, Chris Olave, and Mike Evans. I think Mike Evans will make it to us. I think he's got a good chance to make it to us. Malik Neighbors, I like him as a 3rd round pick, so we'll see if he falls to us. But you can see it's also recommending, Zay Flowers rates very well here, but he's a reach. That's what the little hands mean. Henry and Flowers are reaches, which means these are guys that can be available in the next round, but if you really want them, it's giving you a heads up to target him early. So I'm going to put him on the queue, but I'm not going to take them with my 2nd round pick. Okay, I know that for sure. I do like the 3rd round for targeting running backs because so many wide receivers come off in the first 2 rounds. It's crazy. And 40 of the top 72 picks, that's the first 6 rounds, are wide receivers. So that's why we're focusing on getting 5 wide receivers in the first 7 rounds. Okay, and we want 5 wide receiver ones. That's what we want. So right now, Olave, Evans, Neighbors, and Flowers are still on the board. You can see Saquon Barkley is a long shot to make it to us in the second round. Again, I don't think I would take him just because we do need the wide receivers. I'm just going to look at the wide receiver list here. Zay Flowers, Malik Neighbors, Devonta Smith. Again, he's a 2, but I could pair him up with Jalen Hurts. Devontae Adams is a long shot to make it to us. He's a very risky pick. DK Metcalf is a reach. I don't really like him. I mean, although we could get Geno Smith later. We're just going to have to see what happens here. Okay, so Debo came off. And Olave's right at the top of the list. I doubt he's going to make it these. Yeah, he's gone. Okay, so I think I'm going to go, and this is where I've been going a lot in round 2, is Mike Evans. The running backs, I could get Barkley here if I wanted to. I don't like running backs that play with rushing quarterbacks. That's the only problem because Jalen Hurts is going to steal the goal line. Oh, crap. Okay, so, all right. So this is a problem. So I think what I'm going to do here, I could take me. Jeez, man, this is terrible. Okay, I'm going to take Malik Neighbors. I'm going to take Neighbors here. Not super thrilled with that. The other options weren't really good in my opinion. I probably should have gone running back. And I think what I'm going to do is I am going to rotate 2 running back on this next round here. We've got both Kyron Williams in the 3rd round, running backs. We got Derrick Henry. There's Kyron Williams as a long shot. Isaiah Pacheco, Travis Etienne. There's really great options for running backs in the 3rd round. So, okay, so I think what I'm going to do is I am going to take Kyron Williams here. But because we have taken Tyreek Hill and Malik Neighbors, right now we're looking at Daniel Jones and Tua Tagovailoa, which, I mean, I like Tua. I think Tua is going to be great. Malik, a little bit less excited about. Let's see what happens. What wide receivers make it to us for the 4th round. So I'm going to use the wide receiver filter, go to round 4. It's telling me Jaden Reed's a reach, Calvin Ridley's a reach. Okay, so we'll put those guys on. Let's see here. There's Jaden Reed, there's Calvin Ridley. We've got Amari Cooper as a long shot, although I don't like Deshaun Watson as a quarterback, so I'm going to stay away from him because I want to pair all my top wide receivers with their quarterback. T. Higgins, again, he's a 2. Then you got Christian Kirk. You got Terry McLaurin, who I'm going to put him on because we could get Jaden Daniels, and I do like Jaden Daniels. Marquise Brown. I don't like Marquise at all. We also want to see what quarterbacks make it back to us here in the 4th round. You can see Mahomes is a long shot. Anthony Richardson is there. Okay, Zay Flowers did come off. Pittman came off too. That's a shame. Okay, so I don't want to get Anthony Richardson. Patrick Mahomes would be a decent. I'm going to put him on the queue. I'm going to put him on the queue because I could still pair him. I could pair him with Rashee Rice. I could pair him with Isaiah Likely. There's a lot of guys I could pair him with that will still be available. Or I'm sorry, not Isaiah Likely. Excuse me. That's a tight end for Baltimore. I don't know. Xavier Worthy. That's who I'm thinking of. Xavier Worthy. That's a little brain fart right there. Sorry about that. See, Sam Laporta, Trey McBride made it. George Pickens is off the board. Terry McLaurin came off. Okay, so that's going to kind of remove Jaden Daniels as an option. For quarterbacks, though, Hurts and Lamar Jackson are still there. And as far as tight ends go, and this would be off script, Mark Andrews, not really likely to make it back to me at pick 51. But I could do a stack with Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews. That's still an option. Jaden Reed is still there, so I could go, you know what? I do very much like Jaden Reed. He could wait till the next round, though. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson are still there. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for a Lamar Jackson stack with Mark Andrews. We'll see if he makes it back to us. If that works. Now, that goes a little bit off script because it would be taking 3 non-wide receivers in the first 7 picks. That does hurt me. But I want to just see where this goes. It might be a moot point because he might not make it back to us. So, all right, one more pick. He didn't take him. Okay, so I'm going to go off script here. I'm going to take Mark Andrews here. Got the stack with Lamar Jackson. I can still get Tua later. I can get Daniel Jones later, but I really do need to focus on wide receivers now. That's what I've kind of done by taking an elite tight end and an elite quarterback. I like to stay away from these builds because I don't like them. But for the let's go for the sixth round. We're gonna go to the 6th round here. Okay, so for wide receivers, you got Deontay Johnson as a long shot. You got Brian Thomas as a long shot. You got Keon Coleman. I do like Keon Coleman, and I could stack him with Justin Herbert. Where are you, Keon? Where are you? There you are. Ladd McConkey, I believe, should be here as a long shot. Okay, see how it thins out? This is what we're talking about. Why you got to go the first 7 rounds. You got to go so heavy on wide receivers because you could just see all the wide receivers that have been taken. There's just so many. Other guys who actually I don't mind here. We could get Rome Odunze. Where are you, Rome? Did he already get taken? Oh no, he's right at the top of the list. There's Xavier Worthy. I'm going to put him on too, just in case he makes it. These guys won't make it. Again, he's a long shot. We got Hopkins. We got Rice. Christian Watson. Again, we don't need to worry about Rice. We didn't take Mahomes. He's going to miss some time. I don't like Christian Watson. I'd have no interest in him. These guys score terribly on cutty points. They're just not even worth considering. Running backs, though, we got Zamir White, Najee Harris, Ramondre Stevenson as a reach. Okay, so we got a bunch of reaches here. So I'm going to just put them on here. Let's see here. Let's see. Najee, Ramondre, Zamir. I don't really want Jonathan Brooks. He's injured. He's got that knee injury he's recovering from. So I'd like to get 2 more wide receivers here. We'll see if 2 of these guys make it back. Looking real unlikely right now. Deontay Johnson just came off. I do have Brian Thomas, Keon Coleman, Ladd McConkey still on the board. Other wide receivers, Addison, Hopkins, Watson. Again, I don't like those guys at all. Jackson Smith and Jigba is still in a super crowded receiving room. I actually prefer Tyler Lockett. I might end up taking Tyler Lockett in the 7th because I might not have an option. Ladd McConkey just came off. 3 picks to me. There's still some great running backs here. Walker, Najee, Ramondre, Zamir, but I need wide receivers. That's the problem. I'm very, very short on wide receivers because I've only taken 2, and Malik is one of them. Part of the risks of taking all these non-wide receivers early. So we're going to have to see what happens here. Okay, so both Brian Thomas and Keon Coleman are here. I think I'm going to take Coleman. I will take Coleman. And hopefully Brian Thomas makes it back. We'll see. We'll see. It's a short turnaround. If I grab Brian Thomas, again, a very young receiver core, but I do consider Thomas the wide receiver 1. Obviously, we can't get Josh Allen. He is long gone. So this would be, and he is gone. Dang. Okay. Hopkins and Cortland Sutton. Tyler Lockett is at about, okay, so Tyler Lockett I could grab on round 8. I really think I need to take a running back here, and there's some good ones. Kenneth Walker in the 7th round. I'm going to go take Kenneth Walker. I love Kenneth Walker. He's a great, exciting player. So that's my first 7 rounds. I got Lamar Jackson. I got him paired with Mark Andrews. We're going to target Tua later. When do we need to take Tua? Let's take a look. Tua is going to be a target in, let's see here. Tua, where are you at? There he is. He's a 10th round target. Okay, that's cool. And then we've got, who else? Keon Coleman, we can't pair him with anybody. But if we get Tyler Lockett, we could pair with Geno Smith. So we got lots of options here. So this is kind of how the app works. Like I said, it's designed to help you strategize what round you need to target players in, what players can you ignore players on, right? We had certain rounds where it's like, oh, you don't need to worry about this kind of player on this round, a tight end, because no tight ends are coming off, right? So we just move on to the next round. Like same with quarterbacks and stuff. What quarterback do you need to target? What round do you need to target your quarterback? Oh, this is going to show you, right? We said that both Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson were going to make it back to us in the 4th round. They did. It's a really good system for kind of projecting when you need to target players and to help strategize and put these kind of things together. So thank you very much for watching, guys. I do appreciate it. Please go to the website, 16roundsplus.com. That's where you're going to want to, that's where you can get the app. You can sign up for a free access to a free limited version of the app. If you like it, you can subscribe. It's $24.95. Use it on unlimited drafts this fantasy season. Got a special best ball mode, which is what we're using here, but also for your regular managed leagues and stuff like that. So I'm going to jump out. All right, friends. So I just wanted to follow up to see how we did on the overall strategy, and it actually went very well. I mean, my wide receivers suffered a little bit because I did end up taking both Lamar Jackson, Mark Andrews, and Kyren Williams in the first 7 rounds. So my wide receivers are a little bit weaker than I wanted, but I did end up getting Tua in the 11th round. I actually was able to see on the board that he would make it there, so I was able to take him there instead of the 10th round. That got him paired with Tyreek Hill, stacked with Tyreek Hill. And then I ended up taking Geno Smith in the 15th round because I got Tyler Lockett in the 8th. So I was able to stack them there. I also picked up Jonnu Smith in the 16th round. That gives me a double stack with Tua. So I got all my quarterbacks stacked with their wide receiver ones. I got a total of 4 receivers stacked with the quarterbacks, which was optimal. I wanted to be between 3 and 5. So that also went very well. And I do like my running backs. They actually turned out a pretty good running back core there. And I was able to get decent wide receivers, even though I missed out on a lot of wide receiver ones. Again, the goal is in the first 7 picks, 5 wide receivers. It's very hard to do. It takes a lot of discipline, and there's always these better options. You're like, oh my gosh, I got to take this guy. I got to take this guy. So you got to be flexible with it. But because I wasn't able to follow that, my wide receivers are a little bit weaker than I wanted. I would like a stronger wide receiver core. But overall, very good. Let me know what you guys think. Please leave comments down below. Let me know, where did I mess up? What did I do okay? And also, like I said, we want to maximize the chances of advancing in best ball leagues. This is the strategy you need to use, and the app can help you do it because it's got that special best ball mode. But it also has modes for your managed leagues. It's got standard points, half PPR, full PPR, a tight end premium list, and a super flex list to help you in those kind of leagues because where the players are going are different in all of them. And so this is designed to help you out in knowing when you need to target players, when you've got players that, oh, should I take this guy as a reach? Or what round do I need to target this quarterback on? It's going to help you so you know in advance. So you have a little heads up to know that, okay, if I want this player, I'm going to have to spend this 10th round pick on him. Like Tua, I got to the 10th round. I saw there was still a couple of quarterbacks ahead of him. It was a short turnaround in this case, only 4 picks. I'm like, I'm going to take the chance that I can still get Tua in the 11th, and it worked out. It was great. In the 10th round, who did I end up taking? I ended up taking, I took Devin Singletary as I think my 3rd running back. I do like Singletary this year. Actually, I think he's a decent choice in that Giants backfield. He was good enough last year in Houston. I think he's going to be good enough for the Giants. But anyway, that's how it went. Let me know what you think. Have yourself a great day, everybody. Thank you for watching. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much for watching. We do appreciate it. Have yourself